Hello everyone, it's your usual and typical Elena Genevieve. So, I get a lot of questions asked about everything, about everyone, everything. And the main question I get asked a lot is how I lost so much weight. And you guys always wanted to see like a fitness routine, etc, etc. I only say etc because I don't know what else to say. But I'm always getting asked how I lost so much weight because if you guys didn't know, around April, May, June, I lost so much weight. It was around my Adeline Fox days. I love how I said Adeline Fox days like it was a phase or something. But I'm going to share my secrets with you guys, and I did take notes on everything that I did, so let's just get right to it. Alright, so how I lost so much weight, and I think I lost around like 20 to 13 pounds in the course of 2 to 1 month. And my way of losing weight wasn't really healthy, but I did it anyways. So the one thing that I did the most was I drank lots of water, and that helps me just like fill up my stomach more. Now the way of how I lost weight was, I wouldn't say starving myself, but just eating less. Now by that, I drank lots of water, so it gave my stomach the illusion of being full, but not really being full, so I wouldn't really like feel the need to eat more. But I would just drink lots of water. Whenever I'm like kind of starving or just in the mood for a snack, I'd replace that with water instead, and it was really great because it literally cleansed out your body too. The next step was the one that really did it for me, and that was corset training. And I have been wearing my corset, I'm not exaggerating when I say this, but I wore my corset around last December, and ever since then I wore it every single day up until today. I'm not lying, guys. This corset feels like it has become part of me. I would wake up to school before I get dressed, just slip it around my waist, and I'd do about my day. So I wore this around like half of sophomore year and right now the rest of junior year. So the corset really like grew onto me, and because I wore it so much, it really adapted to that. And what the corset did was, because it was so tight, I remember when I first wore this, it was kind of loose on me. No, it was kind of like big because like I had like such like a wide stomach and stuff, so I would always like tighten it every single day that I could. And then now this corset is kind of loose on me, so that means that my stomach got so small, my waist got so small, that this corset went from being too tight to being too loose. And so every day I would just tighten that up, and I just wear it out to school and just go about my day with it. I did PE, and doing PE and this thing really helped me a lot, and I'll tell you guys why in a second. But this corset really did grow on to me, and this corset, because it was so tight, it made everything inside your stomach just tighter, so you didn't really feel the need to eat. And when you do eat, you eat less because your stomach is being suffocated. The food, you don't really need a lot to fill it up because it's so small and narrow that you just eat like 2 crackers and you're full as hell. So that was me with this, and the thing that I kind of regret about this was because I did it so much. Now, even without the corset, I have like a very, very low appetite to eat. So like even if I don't wear the corset, my stomach is just so used to eating so little that when I eat a lot and I try to fill up my stomach, I feel the need to throw up. So it's just really bad for me, and I kind of just like went down the wrong end and was just like, you know what? Now it's too late, so now I have to like wean myself off the corset, but I love it so much. I wear it like under every single outfit, so sometimes my waist looks so skinny sometimes. It's because of this. The next one I did, step 3, was I stopped eating past 6. So whenever it was like past 6 o'clock in the afternoon, I would just stop eating, because your food, your body takes at least 4 to 5 hours to digest, maybe sometimes even 6. And when you eat late around like 8, your body isn't fully digesting the food. So I would usually just stop eating around 6 and let my body digest the rest of the food that I ate before then. And then by the time I go to sleep, I'm like empty stomach, so it's like nice. So I stopped eating past 6, and that was what I did. This one sounds kind of dumb, but step number 4 was I watched lots of Netflix, and that kept my mind off eating a lot. Number 5 was I did lots of sit-ups. I would do lots of workout. I worked out my body a lot. I would just tons of workout. I did about like 40 sit-ups each day, and later the next day I would just like try to like go more than I would. So I remember the most I did was around like 80 to 100 sit-ups in one sitting. That was because I was really dedicated to it, and I just kept going and I wouldn't stop. So sit-ups really did help a lot with my abs. Step 6 was because I had PE as a sophomore, I would do PE with this, and because my PE teacher would make us do like lots of workout, we would always run up bleachers, And so he made us run up and down the bleachers for about 3 to 2 months in a row. So every time we went into PE class, it was just pure running up and down the bleachers. Everyone in that class lost so much weight. Because I had the corset around my waist, that made me lose even more weight than I would normally do. So that really helped a lot with losing weight too, was running up and down bleachers in the hot sun around April, May to June. That's around summer, so I was sweating like crazy. Keep in mind I had a wig on too. This was the Adeline Fox days. I also walked a lot. So by that was I would walk home from school, and I live quite a while from school. I live about 2 miles from school, and I usually get picked up, but sometimes on a really hot day, I would be like, you know what, don't pick me up, I'll walk home. And that made me sweat a lot more, and I walked home with, I had this on my waist, so that really like worked on like sweating around this area and stuff. So I walked a lot too, and walking wasn't like a really big deal for me, so I would walk a lot too. Now my main goal to losing weight was sweating. So what I did was I would wear black, and you guys know that I love wearing black, so I would wear black occasionally, and even on the hot days I still wear black, and because black attracts more like heat, I would sweat so much more. Keep in mind I had a wig and a corset on my body, so I sweat way more than I would normally do, but I wore lots of black so I can sweat way more. The next thing I did was I became a morning person, and growing up my entire life I would always wake up straight at 7 to 8 in the morning. I have never seen myself wake up any later, and if I do wake up later, it's because I wake up at 7, still tired, go back to sleep. But I always wake up like around 7 to 8 in the morning. And so sometimes I would just chill in bed and just relax. But then around April, May, and June was when I lost a lot of weight. I would just wake up and get my day started. So the second that I woke up around like 7 or 8, get up, brush my teeth, start my day, and just didn't lay in bed. I would just like do stuff, just be active. And that's what I did like a lot. So become a morning person. It's nice. The next thing that I did was I slept earlier, and what I mean by that is because while you're sleeping early is good, because when you're awake, the more awake you are at night, the more you're tempting to eat because you're just bored at night doing nothing. So I would just sleep early just to like be dead asleep and not be hungry. And so I would sleep around like 10 to 9 and wake up like around 5 or 6 in the morning. But I just slept early just so I wouldn't really have to like focus or just think about eating a lot. So that's what I did. Another one that I did was, this is like the best thing that I ever did in my life, was I went from milk chocolate to dark chocolate. And because dark chocolate is so much more healthier for you, I love chocolate, and I used to hate dark chocolate growing up, but when I was just like being active, getting my shit together, I was just like, you know what? Let's go dark chocolate. So I tried it, and I hated it, but I just kept eating it, and my mouth just got adapted to it, and before you know it, I love dark chocolate, and I would just replace all my milk chocolate with dark chocolate, and that's what I did, and that's how I lost so much weight. Now, do I encourage everyone to lose weight the way I did? Not really, because the majority of how I lost weight was basically not eating, and that wasn't really good, and corset training just really fucked up my system because now I can't really eat a lot. So I don't really suggest anyone to follow on my steps other than like working out and just being healthy. I did it the easy way. I didn't necessarily starve myself, I just did things to eat less, and now my body's adapted to eating less, so now I can't really eat a lot of like a big meal at one sitting. So I don't really suggest anyone to just do the same way I did. I suggest everyone to just, work out, eat healthy, and just main purpose is being healthy. I didn't care about being healthy, I just wanted to lose the weight. And then down the long run, I started like weaning off of working out just to get myself back together, and the hormones really brought like fat to my face, so now I look kind of chubbier in the face area. But back in the days when I didn't have hormones, about like the Adeline Fox days, I looked very skinny, my face looked bony, my mom was worried for me, she wanted to drug test me because she thought I was doing drugs to lose weight or something. I just looked really bony in the face, but then now hormones bringing more fat to my face, so I look a little chubby, that's why. But it's okay, it's whatever, I don't mind. But yeah, that was how I lost about 13 pounds in like 3 months. And that was when everyone noticed I was getting skinny too. They're just like, yo, you're getting too thin, like, are you okay? But it did make a big difference, and I was proud of myself. I lost a lot of weight, but then I was like, no, this isn't healthy, so I just stopped. But that's how I lost the weight that I did, and you guys asked, and I'm sharing it with you guys. I was a little like tempting to like, I was kind of like hesitating to make this video because other things I did were bad and I didn't want people like bashing on me saying, why are you starving yourself and stuff, but that's how I lost my weight. You guys asked, I answered, that's how I did it. Everyone's different, but I don't necessarily, guys, recommend the way I do it just because it isn't healthy, and I wouldn't really go back to that. I would just work out and be healthy. But yeah, that's how I lost my weight around that area of time. April, May, June, possibly March. Anyways, I hope you guys find this video at least somewhat helpful, and I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.